everyone, this is Margaret Hirsch. You're at home with Hirsch's, but today you're not at home with me. I'm at home with Chef Nti in her beautiful kitchen in
Maboneng.
Maboneng. And yes, and here we are downtown Johannesburg, where all the action is, where things are happening, where it's an absolute melting pot of, it's a cosmopolitan place. We've got everybody out there. Yeah. Things are happening here. And I was just saying, it's so nice to be back in Josie because it's so nice and busy. My trip to work this morning was like a normal trip to work. It was go, go, go. And we are so thrilled to have you with us. So thank you for joining us here today. Thank you for joining us online and live on Facebook. We are here having our cup of tea together. Yay! We are social distancing, so we don't have a problem. And we're going to cook up a storm. Yes. So I think without further ado, tell us what you decided to cook today for us.
So today I've decided to go with something healthy. So this is a recipe that can lend itself to vegetarian, or you can then add your chicken if you're not vegetarian. But I'm choosing it because I know that you are vegetarian. Right. It's brown rice burrito bowls. So if you think burrito, but then we're serving it in a bowl. And we're using brown rice because we like to be healthy. I mean, we've been in lockdown and we are eating nonstop. And, you know, I'm trying to find healthier options. So we've got our wild brown rice. We're going to grill our chicken breasts on the stovetop. And we've got some lettuce. We're going to make a salsa. With our salsa, we've got a jalapeno. I'm adding jalapeno to the salsa, coriander, red onion, and some cherry tomatoes. So, you know, I mean, you were saying earlier, the produce, everything is the best quality. So when you're making a salad, it's as good as the ingredients that you're using. Absolutely. And we're using the best ingredients.
Well, and I want to tell you the best thing about today is there's no electricity here. So we are cooking on this amazing AG gas stove.
Yes.
And without electricity, we don't even have, we're using the light from outside, and it's not even a brilliant day today in Johannesburg. We are just going and we are carrying on. As South Africans, we are just strong women and we just carry on. No electricity, we just carried on and we are going for it. So join us today. Those of you load shedding, don't feel sorry for yourself. We've got it right here.
These two ladies are ladies that go for it. So we're not letting electricity stop us. We are making this thing happen. And I'm just going to go ahead and start cooking. So I've got my chicken breast. It's already seasoned in salt and pepper. Very lightly because I don't want it heavy with flavor because most of my flavor I'm going to be getting from my dressing. And in this dressing, I've got coriander, a cupful of coriander. I've got red wine vinegar, I've got olive oil, I've got chili flakes, I've got jalapeno. So it is so fresh. This is something you want to enjoy in summer. We'll share the recipe. Please do try it.
And we've got the chicken breast and we've just got the pan here, just a little bit of oil on the bottom so you can stick. Little bit of salt and pepper. And we were just talking, Chef Nti and I did a cover together and we cooked in the Snake Kitchen way back in 2016.
How time flies!
It's just amazing. So we were both a lot thinner then.
Look at us.
But now we are, so I just thought we'd show you that cover.
Because we're so proud of it. For me, that was Margaret. I don't know if you are aware, but that was my very first magazine cover. So you gave me a very
famous magazine cover. And I absolutely love this picture in your book.
Thank you.
So if you haven't got Chef Nti's book, she's got a lovely cookbook, a beautiful, beautiful cookbook here. And it's available in exclusive books and online.
And Woolies as well.
And as Woolies, yes. So there you go. So, and that is such a beautiful picture as well. It's amazing.
I love it. I'm so proud. Actually, the story behind the cookbook, we shot the cookbook with the publishers that in Cape Town. They came down to Johannesburg. We shot the cover. Very beautiful, but the colors were very dark. And I thought, no, man, I need something that would literally call people in the bookstore all the way from the other side. So we shot it here in Maboneng. If you look at that, this is actually a wall outside. This is on the street.
Right. And I love the outfit you're in. I just love it. I just love that print. There's nothing like it.
Thank you so much. And the recipe, so I wanted the cover to also say, I like that you're saying so South African. I wanted the cover to say African, because the recipes are celebrating who we are as Africans. My highlight when it comes to our celebration is mayflower. So in the cookbook, I have a whole chapter dedicated to recipes using mayflower.
Oh, wow. And it's so nutritious too.
100%. It is nutritious. It keeps you fuller for longer. It's one ingredient that literally unites us as a people in South Africa. Because in every household, once a week, there must be pap somewhere. Yeah, so with pap, I mean, I make delicious recipes like your gnocchis, I make croquettes, I make tarts. Because the idea is you can make special meals using everyday ingredients. You know, same ingredients as the Italian polenta, and look what Italians do with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like chips, and so get the book, try out the recipes. And
while our chicken is cooking, tell us now with lockdown. I mean, you've had a very exciting lockdown. Most people say, oh my God, lockdown was terrible. For you, it was the most exciting time in your life because you got the TV show. So tell us about it.
So it was very exciting for me because I had a good prospect with work. And the TV show is one of them. So Wednesdays, DSTV 161, 8 p.m. The show is called Celebrity Music Box. Please check it out. We are on episode 7. I think it's going to air until September. But like everybody else, when lockdown happened, I thought the world was to be chilling.
Absolutely.
I was distraught. And but then I thought, okay, take a step back, breathe, and try and be agile. You know, try and move with what moves. And for me, the most easiest thing to do was to continue do what I do using the digital platform. So then we approach different corporates. I do cook-alongs with corporates. You know, everyone is working from home and we're all missing our team members. So corporates have found value in having their team cook together on Fridays. So I do those over Zoom. You may not see them on social media, but
you do them for big companies. For big companies out there, and you've got a team that's working from home. We miss that interaction with people. I mean, that's why I'm here with people because I miss the interaction with people. So it's so fabulous if you get the team together, email secretary, still do a cook along with you. How do you actually do it?
So this is very easy. I mean, the same way we are connecting. I'll connect via Zoom. But next time I do it, it's definitely going to be better because I've learned a thing or two from my team when it comes to production and setting up the camera. I literally have a camera, my phone or my laptop there, and I'm in the kitchen, and everybody else is in the kitchen, and we are cooking. Actually, I use the laptop because then I'm able to see everyone, what they're doing, and just help them through the process. So sometimes it's a cookout, but most times they like to compete. So, you know, it's a cook along, but most of the time they're making a cookout where they're competing. And then there'll be a prize. And I've seen with most corporates, they love that they can take that narrative into social media. Because then they want us to win a book or the prize, and sometimes the prize money. And you know, we announce it on social media, and it's all exciting, and the staff likes it, you know, because there's a sense of community. So I've been helping corporates to keep a sense of community.
It's so good. Fantastic. And there's nothing better than food. To unite people and to bind people together.
And then once, now during lockdown, at level 3, we had one client come in, Tessie Rice, and they had their agencies do a cookout. Social distancing, because our kitchen has 3 workstations, and we had a team of 3 people cooking different recipes in the kitchen. So it has been fun, but I really need to say social media has helped me. If it wasn't for social media, lockdown would be a disaster.
Absolutely.
You know, because if you're going to wait for walk-in customers,
it's not going to happen. Nobody's walking anymore.
No, our industry is the one that's most affected.
But well done. And kudos to getting people going online and doing the cooking courses and doing the cooking for corporates online during lockdown. And now with your TV show, tell us a bit about the TV show. So you go to visit people. How do they get to you? How do they find you? Do they rush in or?
So social media again. So if you are a young African chef and you're wondering how to, follow the same footsteps, do your thing, cook, and then post and share it. So I was found my bread on social media.
We're just going to turn the chicken over so you can get it all up on top, on sides here. You know, working with somebody else. Thank you. What a difference everything is.
So they found me on social media. And the way we filmed the show, I mean, because first of all, I was scared because when I was approached, it was right in the middle of, I think, level 4.
And that's what Chef Nti is saying is, if you want to go ahead and do it anyway. Work through the fear.
Yeah.
You can't fear hold you back.
Yeah.
Fear is called the fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the work you can do is fail is 30% in learning.
Yeah.
So you just go work through the fear and go and do it anyway. And you're just so fortunate that yours actually just went.
So actually, Margaret, when you say that, you remind me of the very first book that I read when I was 16 or 15. The title is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway.
Yes.
So that has been my motto throughout life.
Yeah.
I would do it scared.
Yeah.
So I was scared obviously because I wasn't sure what was happening with the virus, but then the production was just on point when it comes to the COVID protocol.
Yeah.
The show is shot in 2 houses.
Yeah.
They have 2 judges. I'm in the one house and there's the chef, that's another judge.
Yeah.
In the other house, and the celebrities, 2 celebrities, they go to 2 different houses.
Yeah.
One big house, the social distancing, when they're cooking, I'm there and I'm observing and I'm judging.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that I did it because I really had nothing to be scared about.
Yeah.
Because we filmed, we are done, and the show's doing, it's actually trending.
Oh, wow.
You know, every week we trend. I mean,
Yeah.
how cool is that? I've never been on a show that trends.
They've done a lot of things.
Yeah. So, and then on the show, we do a mystery box. So we give celebrities mystery boxes, and then they make something from it. But they were always constant. And we had this beautiful chipotle seasoning. And I fell in love with it because that was constant. And all the food that I had to taste, they had used it. So then I thought, okay, this is crazy. I love it because I've never been really, really big on seasoning because I find that they must. So I then decided, because I've got my own line of products with sauces. This is where I started.
Oh, wow.
With the chocolate sauce and the tomato
Look
relish.
at that.
And then from the show, I was inspired to go into spices.
Yes.
So by end of September, guys, look out on my social media, Chef Nti, Chef_NTI. I'll be sharing the sauces, new sauces, and spices. So I've added spices
and seasoning.
So we've got the.
You see how it's amazing? You've got to start. You start with something and it just evolves and evolves
and it
evolves.
evolves.
And then you'll just go into that.
I was saying to you before, like outside this, when we were not filming, that I'm so excited because now we even have barcoding.
So it's amazing that you've grown. I mean, you don't know what you even knew about barcoding.
No, I didn't. Because look at this. There was no barcoding before. So we obviously rebranded, but you'll see it will look exactly the same. But better. We are going to be at a spa. So there's one spa that is already key, but I'll share all the details on my social media. But the idea is to have them in all retail. And here's another thing that I'm doing that I've been busy with during lockdown. I was shortlisted. I was shortlisted, and now it's confirmed to be part of a team that is doing a management course through gifts with Food Versica.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And what that entails is it's a year program where they are upskilling you in the manufacturing space. So a year later, I will be, very skilled in, understanding how the industry works and maybe producing my own things, my own products.
That's amazing. And well done for learning. And as you know, I always promote learning. I'm just finishing my MBA now. Can't wait.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And so Chef Nti is doing this for gifts. And there's so much you can do. You don't have to sit at home and feel sorry for yourself. And yes, it does take time. It takes perseverance and it takes a lot of discipline. But it's so worthwhile in the end.
But I need to say this. You are really, literally one of the ladies that really inspired me, because I was even saying to Tumelo when yesterday, I was like, you must watch her when she comes. I need to go and rest because the energy, I just love the drive that you have, and I love the fact that with everything else that we've accomplished, I mean, you're still doing your MBA, someone else would think it's not necessary, but then just learning from watching your life, you are saying a lot without saying, so I've learned to continue to add value to myself, I've learned to continue to push myself.
And as you say, to work through the fear and do it anyway. Because at the end of the day, if when you started your making your sauce in the bottle, you didn't even know about barcoding. There's somebody told you about barcoding. Then you go to barcoding, and then you go to the next thing, and then you show them the spices, and then you doing a spice jar. You start learning about the bottles, about the packaging, about the label, and it just grows. And you as a human grow, and as you grow, your income grows. If you want to make the money, but your mindset is not how you don't do to actually do it. You're getting your mind around making that money and doing it and helping people and growing yourself. If that is your focus, everything else just falls into place.
Absolutely. So I'm very excited that even though we've got this devastating pandemic, 2020 is a year where I continue to grow as a person, you know. I'm giving value to myself, I'm going back to school, that excites me.
How long since you wrote the trick? I wrote the trick in 1967. Whoa. I know that you were still twinkling stars. I was writing the trick.
So I like that you go 1967. I know when I wrote my trick, but then because I have media age, so
okay, all right.
I wrote my trick in 2004. No, 2000.
That's a media age.
But it is many moons ago. Many moons ago. And because it's that far back, I need to reboot the system, you know?
It's like I mean, I went back to school and learned maths because in 1967, maths was like arithmetic. And now I can go back and get it all done. So, but I went back, I did my degree, I did my honors, and now I'm doing my master's. So,
but that's a challenge.
If you just keep going. And when I never get the guy I called Hirsch, and who was at Regent when I joined, I said, what is the secret of getting this degree? And he said, you just have to keep going. That's it. And as I saw all the others dropping off, I thought, I am just going to keep going. Then when it came to the pandemic, and I had to write my exam over the internet, I was so terrified. It was a system that I didn't know. I had to download it. And the scary thing is you download it, you write your exam, and you will upload it. So imagine writing your whole 4-hour exam and then uploading it and it goes into ether. So that was my biggest worry. Well, thank you, Lord, we went and it got to the right place.
And just the fact that the world is moving to digital. So I feel like if you're an entrepreneur or just a person that's just incorporate whatever you do, you want to continue to add value to yourself because there's jobs of the future. Let's be honest. Look at what COVID did. It collapsed a lot of industries. A lot of industries, a lot of jobs have fallen by the wayside. But if you just work your passion now, food is your passion, is it not? 100%. I've been cooking since I was 13. I was like this big and in the kitchen with my mom. We had chores at home. I didn't like to iron. I didn't like doing laundry. So my sister would do all of that and I'd cook. So I've been the chef. And here's a story about being a chef. Because I went back to school in 2015. That's when I got my diploma in culinary arts. But before then, I went, this was 2014. My social media accounts were already saying Chef Nti. When I answer my phone, I go, hello, you're speaking to Chef Nti.
And your branding.
But also, I needed to leave it and sort of commit to people because I knew the fact that I'm already committing is already on my social media page. I need to do this thing. I'm completed and I'm responsible. Make yourself responsible for somebody else. Absolutely. And tell me about Taste Kitchen. Where did this all come about? So this beautiful kitchen came about in 2018. 2018. I got a call from Andre, and Andre was looking to do a Mother's Day campaign. They wanted to do a kitchen for my mom in Soweto, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing, this is great. A month later, we are definitely doing it. A month later, I get a big campaign from Tiger Brands, All Goals. They give me an in-store competition project, and I needed to throw parties for competition leaders, 50 of them, across the country. And prior to that, I was working from home. Obviously, then my home was no longer enough space because my team had grown. So I took a taxi, meter taxi, came down here, walked in, first place I saw, this was it. It was a shell. Fell in love with it. So then I thought it cannot just be a kitchenware, I'm just doing my thing. People need to come in and experience it because it's so beautiful. So the first concept wasn't me opening a restaurant. I was just looking for space to work from. And then because I always like to maximize value, and then I looked at it and I thought, no ways, we might as well do bespoke events. And so we do bespoke events. If we have a special occasion, we don't do walk-ins, unfortunately, but I think that is special because you come in, you take the entire space. Our thing is art, and if you look around
The whole place is the walls are covered in art, the photographs and painting. It's really done. It's Art Deco style. You come and sit down. There's a massive table. And then you cook and everybody just sits and just enjoys it.
Absolutely.
I think that's fabulous.
And the way it's set up, the cooking is part of the entertainment. So I cook while you are there with your guests, and there's beautiful live music on the day, and we also do tours of Maboneng. I mean, we'll shuttle our guests because parking is an issue. So we'll shuttle our guests to Maboneng and give them like a bit of a tour before they come in. The menu is proudly South African. Sometimes we tell an African story, but this is really a place where we felt this is a place where you want to take someone when you want them to experience Africa, our heritage, our culture on a plate. And of course, Maboneng is just a melting pot of culture.
It really is. Wow. And it's so fun because they've got that whole building that I think it's a 10-story building made out of containers. And right outside is a truck, and the back of the truck is a container. So you can see everything here that you'll never see anywhere else in the world.
So we had some Americans in their neighborhood, and some of them were talking about it yesterday. They say that it reminds them of Dumbo. In Brooklyn, in New York. I like to think that it's a bit of Soho. So when you come in, I mean, our building is this old French colonial building, apparently 100 years old. Nkulu, our landlord, has had it for about 40 years. It's so beautiful. So I'm describing it for you, hoping that, it inspires you to come visit, but really beautiful. You'll love it. Soho in Maboneng.
There you go. So our chicken is cooked.
Our chicken is cooked. So this is really a simple salad. I'm going to leave this aside. I'm not going to use it.
Okay.
All we do now is just twist and move.
Okay.
So I'm going to got our bowl. I'm just going to step away real quick.
Okay. So as you say, we're using absolutely fresh ingredients, the best that we can possibly afford. I'm at home living off the land at the moment. I'm trying to grow everything myself. I'm very lucky because we have an orange orchard, we have lemons, we have grapefruit, we have nachos. Where I live, I planted things like rocket, like lettuce, those really fresh things, the carrots, the beetroot, turnips, that type of thing. So we can have fresh every day. And being a vegetarian, I love to live off the land. I'm actually vegan now, so I don't have milk or eggs either, or cheese. But it's just amazing. And I always say to people, just look at my shopping basket compared to yours. There's no meat, there's no chicken, there's no fish, no eggs, no milk, no cheese. When you take that out of your shopping basket, you take a lot of money that you don't have to spend. So, and the nice thing about it, I'm 70 years old this year. I've never been sick one day in my life. Please, Lord, let the COVID not get me. Lord. And that's from eating. I believe eating really good healthy food. So there we go.
I like that.
So we're putting our brown rice into the bowl.
Yes.
Hold for you,
Perfect. Thank you. So we are making a burrito bowl. So brown rice first.
Brown rice first. There's another word for these. They were called some other kind, Asian bowls, and then they were called some other kind of bowls, but they're all basically the same thing.
It is the same thing, and this is on trend now because everyone is loving food in bowls. And if you like, I mean, this shares beautifully. So what I do normally, we had this even yesterday. I'll take a big serving bowl and just have everything. The colors are amazing. Your guests will love it. And it's just heavenly for the palate.
So, and then it's so nice because if you have a serving bowl like that, if somebody doesn't eat, say, mushrooms or nuts or whatever, you can just leave them off. So there's our chicken. We're going to slice it up as you.
Yes, we are. Definitely. Please may I have a small knife or it's right here. And
is there any particular order you put it in? So you put the rice first, then the chicken.
I want to put the rice first and then the chicken for mine. And then we want to put a bit of cheese. So with this dish, you've got a lot of texture. You'll see, I mean, that's why we got tortilla chips because you want that crunch.
Yeah.
You've
got the
lovely
salsa there with the jalapenos
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you. So that goes. And then we can do a bit of cheese. So some cheese. And then this is Margaret's one because, oh, no ways. Vegan. Another bowl, please.
Okay, I was not trying to get paid, but there we go. I'm teaching people how to look after vegans.
Yes.
It's a whole other world, but once you get it right, it's fantastic. So,
but I feel like we've progressed as a community because even when you go out, you find in restaurants, obviously before COVID, there's a lot of options for vegan now.
A lot.
Whereas in the past, there wasn't.
Yeah.
So that really makes me happy.
So there we go. So I will have the cheese in mine. So you've got chicken and cheese. And so in mine, I'm going to put some avo would go down nicely. You've got the avo. So we can cut it up quickly. So avos at the moment are fabulous. And so we're going to put some avo in there, which is really, it gives it that bulk and so healthy. You know, avo is one of the most healthiest things. The other day we had a show. We had a show on, and one of the girls was a dietitian, and she said if she could just have her avo on toast, she could actually just about live on that. And I must say, I could too.
Yeah, it is also one of my favorites. Absolute favorite. I also want to add one there as well.
Okay, there we go. Because for the carnivores, there we go. One for them. All right. Okay, so there's avo.
So if I could have another bowl, please. Well, don't worry, I'll do this. Don't worry.
We are improvising here. A quick wash. That's why you're always going to have water in the kitchen. Even though it's cold because you haven't had electricity here for how many days now?
Since last Thursday, and today is Tuesday.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Some smart person went and took the extra transformer. Yeah, because they thought, you know, they needed more than the rest of us. Yeah, so the transformer has disappeared. So I'm gonna mix my salsa quickly.
Okay, so your salsa is your tomato. Let's see.
Onion. So you want to use red onion or shallots, the smaller ones. Yeah. Because
some jalapenos to give it a kick.
Yes. And you want some coriander. Oh. And then mix it up.
Okey-dokey. Wow, that looks super.
I'm going to do salt and pepper and a bit of oil. Very important.
Yeah. Always use like an olive oil, an avocado oil, something like that. You do need oil because the oil is what gets the vitamins into your system. So that's why we always put some oil in. That's what you need to get the vitamins into your system.
Oh wow!
If you're going to see the oil, they'll just go straight through.
Is that so? I mean, see, we learn every day. I'm a chef. I didn't know that. I won't lie. Okay. Good olive oil.
Lovely olive oil. And thank you to Brenda Wilkinson of Rio Largo Olive Oil for my fabulous prize that I won the other day. You know, it's so nice to win a prize. Yeah. So we're going to have some prizes today. So those of you tuned in, we're going to give away 4 Hirsch cookbooks. And we're going to give it to the person who sent in their best recipe. That is the healthiest recipe that you know. So if you're watching today, if you're live on Facebook, send me the healthiest recipe that you had that you know, and you stand the chance to win a Hirsch's cookbook. We've got 4. I started with my vegetarian cookbook when I was still vegetarian before I became vegan. I'm just putting the salsa in now. Yeah. My daughter wrote her cookbook, which is called Mums on the Run for busy housewives.
Love that.
My son, when he married his wife, he did a beautiful cookbook for her called His and Hirsch's. And then my husband, who felt very left out, wrote his cookbook with all the recipes from his mother who came from Lithuania and all the traditional recipes modernized for today in South Africa. So one of those 4 cookbooks could be yours. Let me know which one you prefer and I'll send it to you. Put your address at the bottom. Thank you.
I feel like I know already which one I want.
Which one
your husband's
cookbook,
because
the most popular. Those are ancient recipes,
ancient recipes.
And
there's nothing like ancient recipes.
So there we go. We've got the crunch, we've got the salsa with the bites in it. We've got the crunchy, what are these things called? Nachos.
This like nachos, tortillas.
Yes.
Tortillas with the crunch there, and then our lettuce also adds a bit of crunch, you know.
Yes,
so,
lettuce is divine. So you don't break it up; you just put it in.
I just put it in whole like that. I mean, you can break it up if you want. Yeah. Sometimes slice it up because it's a small bowl.
Yeah. It's very exciting.
I want to add a bit of color, and then we're going to finish off with our dressing.
Okay, so
And
what
this
was
is
in
the
that
magic.
dressing you gave?
So in the dressing, we've got coriander, like a cup of coriander. We've got jalapeno for that heat, because we love the heat. And we've got chili, chili flakes.
Yeah.
We've got some lime.
Lime, that'll give us a nice bite.
Oil, and the red wine vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let me help you with that.
Okay.
So that's that.
There we go. How fabulous is that? So quick, so easy, and very nutritious as well.
Yeah.
There you go. So I've got my vegan one. You have got your chicken and cheese one, and absolutely fantastic. There you go. We've got all the colors, all the nutrition, everything you need right here.
And the crunch, amen. And this you can make literally as your guests walk in, because now we're spending so much time with our family, and there's always the need to make something special.
Absolutely.
This is it.
So
And
there
healthy.
we go. Fabulous. So there you go. Well done.
And hassle free.
I'm
Thank
going
you.
at least today I can get a chance to eat this. Okay, so let's put that one. Now what else are we going to do today?
So today we're playing around with rice. So I thought, let us make some nice rice balls.
Yes.
So my thing is just showing people that you can make special meals using everyday ingredients.
Yeah.
So you take your rice and you cook it like you would risotto. I've already started the process, so we're going to show you. But you start with, just to cover it for everyone, we'll share the recipes: oil, onion, garlic. Cook it down for about 10 minutes until translucent, and then you add your rice. You add a cup of wine, cook that down, and you add stock of water. Cook that down a little bit. Obviously, the stock builds flavor, and you add your parmesan just to bind it together, and then let it cool on the side. Yeah. And that's what we've done. And then you turn those into balls, stuffed with mozzarella, deep fry. Wow. They are perfect for roasting. Wow. So, it's perfect, because that is one of those you can grab, and fantastic. So we're going to show you how to make those.
Yeah,
give us a few moments. Let's just clean up our workstation. Sisti, Sitela, Intel.
There we go.
So I think we want to shoot these. I'm going to shoot these for IG,
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're still live with you on Facebook now. So we're going to quick clear up here. We're going to come up with a fantastic rice dish. Rice, is so healthy. So many people in the world eat it, and it's really, really a healthy dish. So, and this is also brown rice, or are you using white rice?
I'm using regular rice.
Regular rice this time. Okay. Your days of testing. Yes. You haven't forgotten. You haven't started hard. So we go. Yeah, that's what's that? Not too hot.
Sweet.
So there we go. So we're going to have a quick change of space here, and a change of what we're going to do. So we're going to play around with rice bowls, very trending at the moment. And you can't go wrong. It really is. And if you just put this fresh ingredients, so there's your rice, put down with a bit of parmesan in to bind it up nicely, a beautiful risotto. I know my favorite meal while we've been on lockdown, Ellen and I have turns to cook, and it gets to her, he normally does a fabulous risotto. We put everything in it: peas, broccoli, you name it, we put it in. It looks super, it's quick, it's easy. You can freeze what's left over for another day. It really works well.
Love it. Okay, so this is us, and we've got our pot ready. This is tea. I need a lighter.
We need the lighter because there's no electricity here for automatic ignition. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay, sorry, here we go. In the kitchen. Good old matches come out.
Yes.
Hey. So that's a good lesson for all of you. You've all got gas now because of Eskom and their load shedding. Remember to have your matches, or at Hirsch we have the automatic lighters, so you can light your stove automatically when that power goes off. As it is off now.
Automatic lighters.
They haven't told you when your power's coming on yet.
No, I mean, it's a very tricky situation, especially for businesses, because we're struggling. Nothing. We struggled because of lockdown, because there are no people, and then now people are at least moving around.
There's no electricity. But we're resilient. We carry on.
We are.
That's the good thing about being a South African woman. You can carry on through thick and thin. So I'm just looking at Chef's beautiful AEG fridge. It's the French door fridge, so you can open it up. Especially made so you can take big trays, big platters, everything inside it. this whole kitchen is sponsored by AG. She's got a most beautiful dishwasher. I must say, our top seller during lockdown was dishwashers. Nobody wants to stand in those dishwashers. So, yeah. Here's your beautiful mozzarella.
This is my mozzarella. I'm going to use it for stuffing. My hands are clean. I've just washed. Or maybe let me do that again.
Can't wash too often these days and sanitize and do everything right. So we've got our rice, we've got our mozzarella, we've got our oil heating up here on the stove. Next time I come, I'm going to bring you an air fryer and we're going to try it in the air fryer because I'm sure it's going to work just as well as the air fryer.
I think so too, and even healthier.
Yeah. So we always try everything new. We try all traditional old recipes with the old-fashioned way of doing it with all the new appliances. It comes out so much better, so much healthier. So we're going to try that. But for today, we're going to deep fry. We've got our risotto there.
And my mozzarella, I just want to portion it a little bit because I'm going to stuff my bowls, risotto bowls, with that, with the mozzarella.
Okay.
So I take a little bit. So because we already have the cheese, it already works as a bonding agent.
Yes. Wow.
So it's easy to mold,
Yeah.
as you can see. I love working with food, so I love touching it with my hand.
And they say the love goes into the food.
Yeah.
Lots of love in that.
Absolutely. So there you go. I don't know if you can see it, but you want to make it flat and then just thumb in the center and then put your stuffing. In my cookbook, I had croquettes made with butt and I stuffed them with spinach and feta.
Wow.
So you can freestyle. I mean, stuff with whatever you wish. That's the first one.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll these in flour, egg wash, and breadcrumbs.
Okay.
So there you go.
Fantastic. So there you go.
Just
a flat piece, put your thumb in the middle.
Yes. Flat.
Wash it down.
And then
Lovely for
in the
kids to do. If you've got children at home, how nice is this? I've been busy for ages. Making that, putting the cheese in the middle, and then rolling it into a ball and getting it ready to deep fry. So there you go.
And the kids also love, after when they're still hot, when you take a bite, the mozzarella pulls away.
Oh,
so that's also another one that kids will enjoy. It's fun. Okay. So there you go. So we're gonna do just a few, just to show.
There you go. Put in your hands, squash it flat. Thumb in the middle, keep the mozzarella in, turn it round, and roll it into a ball. And it goes really nice and very easy.
Easy.
Then you just roll that in flour, dip it into the egg, and into the hot oil.
Yeah. And this is great because it also makes ahead. You can make this ahead. I made this yesterday, obviously prepping for today. Sometimes when I know I have guests coming over the weekend, I'll make it a day in advance and then just deep fry it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, while you're doing that, tell us about going forward after COVID. You're so lucky now, you've got your TV show, you've got lots of sponsorships going at the moment. Where do you see Chef Nti in a year's time when everything's, we've forgotten we were all wearing masks, we've forgotten about all the COVID story, everybody's going to be healthy again, everybody's going to be running about trying to do things. How do you see yourself at that stage?
How I see myself is on a international platform with my own show. We actually, that's something that I went into lockdown with, but then I couldn't film it because of COVID, because then I have to film it either in Egypt or Dubai.
Wow.
So guys,
Egypt or Dubai.
Yeah, so I have my own show. I'm very excited, and the narrative is still the same. I'm celebrating our heritage, I'm celebrating our food, I'm celebrating, all the food that we grew up eating, and I'm giving it a modern twist. So, for the whole world to see how we eat, and because food is identity, and you're not going to see just me on the show. So the way the show is set up is I visit you, for instance, and then we talk about what I cook, what you cook, what you love, and you cook it for me, we eat it, and then I go back to my own studio. Jenny Morris had something similar when she was cooking the Riviera on Food Network. And then I go back into my studio and I remake your dish. So I'm super excited. I'm going to be shooting that, filming that in Johannesburg Devon and Cape Town. So I'm telling a culinary story. So maybe we could do it together in Devon, Margaret. Because I'm still looking for,
and we've got all the kitchens there, and we know all the people, and you know, those of you, my friends, you're all fantastic cooks. And of course, Durban, we've got the Indian people with their beautiful
curries,
the bunny chows. I mean, it's just the sky's the limit down there.
Fabulous. So what I do is, in every province, I would have like 2 or 3 people that I visit.
Okay, so if you're listening and watching this and you're in Durban, write in today. We'll put your name on the list to visit. And Chef Nti comes down there with her show, you could be the lucky person presenting. And we've got so many amazing, one of our girls won the Great Bake-Off, the Great South African Bake-Off.
Oh, yeah. Wow, okay.
So,
so there's good people to connect with there.
Fabulous people in Durban. And I honestly believe in Durban, we're the best cooks. I know Cape Town think they are. Joburg, but Durban, there's nothing like Durban food. You can't get a Durban curry anywhere else in the world except for Durban.
Flavor. Oh my gosh, Durban curry with flavor.
When we first came to Joburg, Ellen just couldn't find a decent curry restaurant in Joburg. We really struggled. So,
because there's no curry like Durban curry. You are kidding yourself.
When you come to Durban, we're going to have a treat. Are we not, Durban? We're going to have a treat for Chef Nti when she comes to Durban.
So excited, so excited. So for me, the highlight is just trying out all the amazing food and connecting with people, and hopefully, allowing the show to introduce who we are as a people to the world.
Yes.
Because
when you think about it, Japanese food's gone around the world, Italian food's gone around the world, Indian food's gone around the world, and South African food, we're keeping it here. Let's put it out there. Let's get it out there and put it around the world.
That is the essence of the show. So when you're saying that, I'm getting excited. I'm like, yes, you see, because that was my motivation. Because with the show, I was given the carte blanche to do what I want.
Yes.
Yeah. So as in tell the narrative that I want. And my thing was exactly that. That if you look all over the world, every cuisine has been shared, but then what about us?
And we're the bread basket of the world.
The
best food is grown here.
Absolutely. And we're so diverse. We're so diverse.
So there we go. We're rolling it in the flour, dipping it in the egg, just to get it nice and covered there, and then into breadcrumbs. Wow.
And then just roll it up. I actually like to use the panko crumbs. So if you've got panko crumbs, they're a bit pricey, but I love them because then they give you that added texture on the outside. But because it's rice, we don't need added texture because already rice gives you its textures, So goes in there to our oil. I think it wasn't as ready, but we'll get ready for it.
It'll get ready now. Being hotter and hotter by the minute.
And these, you just want to brown them. When your oil is ready, that happens in 30 seconds. Because remember, your risotto is already cooked.
But just to heat it and heat up the cheese inside.
Heat up the cheese inside. And hopefully have it when it's still hot. And just enjoy the cheese pulling away and stuff.
That's an unusual way, just to shake it in the bowl. And
this is how you avoid this.
That's wonderful. So there we go. We're just waiting for it all to get nice and hot so we can throw them in. And into the flour, into the egg, into the breadcrumbs, shake it around, shake it. And Chef Nti, what about another book? Are you going to do another book, or was that book so you're sort of that's everything I know? What do you think about
no, actually that book, if you look at the recipes in the book, I used the most easy to find everyday ingredients. So I was thinking of myself as a 13-year-old when I was writing the book. So if there's a little girl in the township or someone in the township, especially with COVID now, people are working with little. So the narrative, I definitely need to do another book because I need to tell a book that represents
the urban African.
The urban African now. So, but I couldn't do the urban African before I celebrate that African, because I felt that before my cookbook, I'd done a bit of research and I felt that there was no cookbook that could allow someone in an informal settlement to make it, like a 3-course meal. without an oven.
Yeah.
You now have a cheesecake in there, non-baked cheesecake. You don't need an oven. You use mass for it, and you use jelly, obviously as a molding agent, and then you go to town with the toppings. You do what you like. But things like that made me happy because I feel like it's a book that adds value.
Yes,
you know?
and anybody can use it.
Anybody can use it, which is very important. Okay, so I'm gonna toss in. I think now we're ready.
Now we're ready. Oh, that's
There
nice.
you
Sizzling
go.
up nicely there.
Okay,
A couple more to go.
and
Got
we
a
are
few hungry
good.
people here.
Yes,
So-
they're getting very close to us.
The food is nearly ready, so we are ready here.
That always makes me happy when I'm cooking because you know you want to cook for people. You want people to enjoy what you
Yeah,
do.
I always say that.
Yes.
No, I love cooking for people. I always say my weakness is I love feeding people. So for me, feeding children is my absolute best. Feeding children and dogs, I love it.
Oh, yeah. Feeding dogs is my absolute favorite. So I have a little dog, Rocky. He's my best friend and my ride and die in life. We sleep together, so we share bed. So I like to have midnight snacks, and he also has a snack midnight. So you say you love feeding dogs.
Yes,
That is what I do every day. Yeah. But on a serious note, I'm also passionate about feeding the homeless, and we've done that quite a bit in the community, especially in Maboneng in the city. There's a lot of them, and we actually looking at doing that on a larger scale because with lockdown we haven't been able to use the kitchen. So we're thinking of using the kitchen. Obviously, we need to approach a few partners for sponsorship, for food, etc. No money, just produce food, fresh things, and we want to keep it nice.
homeless.
Because
those
they're
of you-
right here with us.
Those of you watching today, I'll be at Orange Farm this afternoon outside Johannesburg with the poorest of the poor. You'll see there's no streets, there's no gardens, there's little shacks made out of tin where these people live, and we're going out there. I'm taking the reusable sanitary pads to the girls who don't have any. We are going to feed them. We've got food, we've got cold drink for them, and we're going to speak to them about their health and how important it is to stay healthy during this difficult time. So,
and how important it is for them to see someone like yourself come and give their time, because sometimes people just give and then you walk away. But you never know just the impression you can make to a young girl, you know, with your presence there, because then they feel like, oh, actually the world does care. You know?
Absolutely.
People
And
have
it's just,
time,
and to me now, my time is more precious than my money. So for me to give up my time, it's difficult for me because we haven't got much time up here. But I just felt I had to go out, see the girls. Somebody approached me and we went out. It was such a good cause. So we're going to be out there this afternoon. So you'll see us there giving out the rolls and all sorts of things to the hungry kids. I mostly feed the children because they need it the most. And we're giving the reusable sanitary pads to the girls and to the big and small girls, because there's a lot of big girls out there that really need them as well. So there we are.
So next time invite me, please, Margaret, because I would definitely be happy to join you.
You know, so we always have some fun. We play music. We're doing the Jerusalem this afternoon. And where we are, there's not even any electricity either, so we've got our rechargeable speakers that we're taking out there, so you can do the Jerusalem. And how beautiful are these? Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Hey, look at
Look
that.
at that. Just some rice and some cheese. It's just amazing.
So if you don't have cheese at home, it still works. Just you have something fancy to serve your guests. Someone comes, there's no nyama, they came unannounced, but something special can still come out, you know, out of the kitchen.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So nice.
So for me, the inspiration, Margaret, is my mom. Because growing up in Soweto for when big part of my life, until I was about 10, she was a single mom. And I didn't realize until I was a teenager how smart this lady was in the kitchen.
She could make a living out of whatever she had and make food out of it.
Dinner time was amazing, but she was creative because you know. So you need the effort. Don't not do great meals for your family because this is all I have. You know, just be a little creative, and because it's all love. Just put love on the plate. And that's it.
Sure.
So Mama G used to do a lot of tricks in the kitchen. I remember this one. she would make with rice wrapped in cabbage, with mince, and obviously use egg to bond it. And then she would roast it with a bed of veggies.
Oh,
But
lovely.
then when I talked to her now about that recipe, and she's like, no, you know, when I did that, it's because I would have like this much of mince left.
Yes, spread
So
it
I will
out.
spread it out. Yeah.
And today that's a meal.
That is a meal. That is a delicious meal and a very creative meal, because when it comes out of the oven, it's the most beautiful looking with the colors and, you know.
So there we are. Look at that. So thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We've done our lovely rice bowls. We've got our fabulous. What do you call these?
These are arancinis, Italian arancinis. They call them. They're rice balls stuffed with cheese.
There you go. So now you have a new thing that you can serve your family tonight. Rice ball stuffed with cheese. There you go. Open it up. Look at that. Beautiful inside. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to put the recipes on the page today. We look forward to seeing you. I'll see you live this afternoon from Orange Farm outside Johannesburg with all the girls. Thank you.
Thank you.